This is embarrassing, but when I was a kid, I dreamt of going to an Ivy League school, Harvard, Stanford, etc. This is embarrassing because it shows how naive I was. I'm recording this from Davao, Philippines. It's beautiful here. I'll show you my view here. Look at that. So it's beautiful, but there are also some harsh realities here. If you're from here and you studied in an Ivy League school, you're either one of two things. You're a child prodigy, or you belong to one of the 40 families which own 76% of the GDP of the country. So I'm not going to say that ODPS is the new Ivy League or something like that. I honestly think that there's something wrong with that whole structure. What I'm going to say is that ODPS has been the most transformative course I've enrolled in. So I've been thinking about that phrase for like the past week. Is it truly the most transformative course I've enrolled in? Well, I could only think of one exception. Those courses where I was actually the teacher. So it's true. So that statement is true because I did not enroll for those courses that I taught. Because I occasionally do trainings in project management and digital marketing for companies and also universities. So, I teach to learn, and that has been transformative, but in all the courses I've enrolled in, so ODPS has been the most transformative. So maybe more importantly is the question of how has it transformed me? So when I was around 10 years old, I wore this chin cap, like it's some device that was given to me by my dentist. So what I had this what is called a malocclusion, which is essentially like there's something wrong with the structure of my mouth. So you can imagine how embarrassing that is for a 10-year-old. So that later got fixed with years of braces and that chin cap. But speaking well has always been a struggle for me. So ODPS has been a huge step forward in the struggle. The fellowship is so comprehensive, like with so many things that I didn't know. So now I have this map of what I need to fix, how to become a good speaker. So I just need to do the reps. And let me just share my biggest lesson from that comprehensive map. So pauses are part of speech. Just like each sound you make, the silence between sounds also communicates. So another thing I've neglected in my communication in the past is emotion. So whether you want to teach or you want to persuade, you need to spark emotion. I'm not a natural at this. So the frameworks and the processes that Robbie gave us have been super valuable for me. And I'm also not a natural at storytelling, but now I have a pathway becoming better at that. So it takes practice, a lot of practice. But the ODPS fellowship showed me what to practice and how to practice. So I'm now also building what's called a story bank and an inspiration list. These are powerful tools for storytelling. So the last thing I'll I'll share about ODPS is like outside the actual coursework. So they bring in great people to the cohort and they facilitate connections in that fellowship. So like the sum of the help I received from my from the fellows in the cohort had nothing to do with speaking. I have to thank Carl for helping me with the press release for my project, Accessible Genomics. And I have to thank Miguel for introducing me to someone who is now helping me connect to local governments for the same project. And also like we have these self-organized community events. And the one which I really enjoyed was the improv class with Jesse. So the fellows come from very diverse backgrounds, but we were not accepted into the fellowship simply because of like the lottery, like winning the lottery of birth or of genetics. So we have done the work to have something to contribute to the cohort. We each had our story to share. So if you're considering ODPS and you apply and you do get in the next cohort, that is my number one tip. Do the work, and ODPS will also be transformative for you.